This is what she looks like. Well, good morning. I am heading up about an hour north of where I live today. I have another office about an hour north, and I have a partner up there who is looking at buying a Tesla Model S, a 2015 Tesla Model S. And he said, hey, you got a YouTube channel. Do you know something about Teslas? I said, I know a little bit about Teslas. Not a lot about Tesla Model S's, but I do know a little bit about Teslas, and I can research. And so I did a little bit of research, and today we're going to head up there and check out the car, see if he thinks it's something he wants to buy, see if it's something he should buy, and give him some feedback. You know, in the end, it's going to be his decision, obviously, but I want to give him some ideas to things to look for. So doing my research, I came up with a couple things I think that we want to check out today. There's a lot of things to check out for sure when you're buying a used car, but something specifically that we need to look at when we're buying a Tesla. And so these are the things I came up with that I want to make sure we check out today. The first, like with any car, the condition. What's the condition of the car? The interior, I'm not sure if it has the white seats or not. What do the seats look like condition-wise? What is the exterior of the car condition-wise? Even going to look at things like if it's got a sunroof, whether it's sealing all the way. I read that in some older Model S's there could be problems with the sunroof sealing, and in that case you want to make sure that there's no leakage around the window. Second thing, like with any used car, what's the mileage? I think the mileage is low. Now it is a 2015, but I think it was one owner, and I think the mileage is really, really low. So we're going to check that out, see what kind of mileage we have on the car. Next thing I want to take a look at is battery degradation. Degradation. Battery loss. I found a couple of ways that we can look into that. I think we're going to try to get a rough idea. It is an 85, so it is a 2015 Model S 85D. So it should have an 85 kilowatt hour battery pack. And with the low miles, I would think that we're doing pretty good on the battery, but who knows? I'm not sure. There is a supercharger in town. I'm not sure if these people have supercharged all the time or DC fast charging, or if they've done a lot of AC charging. So we're going to check out if we can see where we're at on the battery. I don't know that we'll be able to charge it up to 100% to see what the rated range still is. I think the rated range on this Model S when it came out was 270 miles. But we will be able to do some things to check to get an estimate of how much of the battery pack may be left still that's available to him. So we'll check that out. Want to check out the MCU. So the master control unit, this I believe has the MCU 1. And there was a recall notice that Tesla did on the MCU 1 for flash memory problems. They extended the warranty on that to get the MCU 1 replaced, at least get the flash memory replaced. I'm not sure if they've done that, if they have 1 or 2. Pretty sure it's MCU 1, and what else they've had done on the car. So we probably will have to ask them for their service records, because your service records aren't transferable to the new owner. So we're going to definitely want to see if we can get a hold of those service records, maybe not today, but before he makes a final decision, so we can see things like if there were things replaced. It has free supercharging right now. It is a pre-2016 car, so it should be transferable to the new owner, but we're going to see if we can check to see if that's true. We're going to check to see the date it was actually purchased, and then we're going to check to see if the free supercharging will be transferable. It'll be interesting to know, because that would be a great thing to have. And then we want to check to see if it has Autopilot 1 or 2. I believe it will have Autopilot version 1, not 2, but we're going to check to see if we can see what version it has, and I think it does, but we're not sure. And we're going to just take a look at the car overall. There's a lot of questions I want to have him ask the owners of the car, but it should be a fun day. Check it out. I haven't been in this year of a Tesla. I've only been in a Model S once, so I'm really looking forward to checking out the car with my partner and seeing what he thinks and seeing if we can help him make a decision. So let's take off and head up north. First stop of the day, Starbucks. Where I'm headed today is higher elevation. They get a lot of snow. They still have a lot of snow on the ground. I'm at 500 foot elevation, so we don't get snow. If it doesn't stick. But look like it said only 20% chance of rain, but it looks like it's 100% right now. So Will be interesting to see if we hit some snow. Hopefully not. And I think it's supposed to slack off in a little bit here, so we'll see what happens. All right, so we're here and we have the car. We took it out for a drive and this is what she looks like. So it's 2015 Tesla Model S 85D. So it's got the dual drive motors, two motors, and the 85 kilowatt hour battery pack. A little dirty, not too bad overall though. It's kind of like a scratch here, scratch there. Tires still have little stubs on them, so they're new, and it definitely needs a car wash. Couple of things we're noticing off the bat. It does not have not gonna have Autopilot 2.0 because it does not have cameras here on the side. It only has the cameras in the front and the cameras in the rear. But let's get inside and check it out. All right, so first couple of things we're noticing. One thing that's really interesting is it's not showing us where we're at. We're not sure why. Very, very odd that it thinks we're somewhere and we're not. We actually at the Mount Shasta Fish Hatchery in Dick Bliss Park. And for some reason it thinks we're at a house, which we're not sure why. I've reset the car twice and it still thinks we're there. So I'm gonna have to look up and see if we can reset the navigation a different way. It does have an update available because it was an older gentleman who had this car. He just recently died. He was 90 years old, and I don't think he did a lot of updates or whatnot, at least not in the last year. Let's see what we're looking like in terms of some of the settings. We'll go here. Okay, hasn't named his vehicle. Oh, come on, you gotta name a vehicle. Let's look at additional information. So it's got the standard air suspension. It's got the base audio system. It does have Autopilot 1.0. So that's gonna be limited. That's because it doesn't have the side cameras. And it's got HomeLink, that's good. And it has the NVIDIA chip. So this is gonna be MCU1. I asked the son who's selling the car, his father's car, if they've had the update for the flash memory problem that MCU1 has. He doesn't know, but he's going to send us the service records. And I think that's something that's really important to note. If you're going to buy a used Tesla, there's some things you really want to know. Number one, you want to know some of the facts about the car like we're seeing today. And some of this you can get from the screenshot in the app. You can have them go into the app. You can send them a screenshot of the vehicle information, also the warranty information, right? Because you're going to want to know if your car is still under warranty. Turns out this one is until July of this year. So there's only about 6 months left, and then this thing is going to be out of warranty because it is a 2015. So we know it's MCU1. It doesn't look like it has, I think it doesn't have real strong regen braking because it's got induction motors on the front and the back. And I believe you need to have the magnet on the front to get the full regen. I noticed when we were driving that it didn't really brake like my Model Y does. It did somewhat, but I didn't feel a lot of regen braking. I think for $1,500 you can upgrade to MCU2, and I think my partner is going to do that because it gives you so much more and it removes that problem. So I think that's something he'll definitely want to do. In fact, here he is. That's Dorian. Hi.
Hi. I would also recommend anybody that's buying a new e-car for the first time, have somebody like Rob be involved for the process, because all the things he's saying and sharing with me are completely foreign, and I'm really enjoying his tutelage.
Yeah, so
I appreciate that.
We're learning some things about the car. One thing that's really interesting too is it does have Autopilot, but it's highway Autopilot, which is like the early Autopilot. So it says that means it will enable the car to steer, automatically change lanes, accelerate, and brake automatically for other vehicles. So it's got adaptive cruise control and lane keep. It says it also includes summon and auto park. I'm not sure how without the cameras on the sides. And in fact, it says it will do lane changes, but without the cameras on the side, I'm not sure how much you really want to do that. So that's interesting. But you're stuck with that. You can't change that when you upgrade the computer because it doesn't have the other cameras. So I don't think you can add cameras, but maybe I'm wrong. If you know, comment down below. Also has a premium connectivity. So, and it's yeah, it's pretty interesting. So there's Autopilot. A lot less information on the screen than in my Model Y because it is an earlier version. But really interesting. The car seems to be in very good condition. There's a little bit spilled on the door there. But other than that, the seats look like they're in really good condition. The screen looks like it's in really good condition. I think it was parked in a garage most of the time when it wasn't being used. It's got nice leather. I don't really see any faults inside. So, yeah, the seats look pretty good back there. Seat I'm sitting on looks pretty good. So, the only thing we don't know is why it doesn't know where we're at. So we're gonna have to see if we can figure that out. And I think we're just gonna go take it for a drive. It is stuck in chill mode, which I gotta see how to get it out of chill mode. I'm not sure why. It's not like it's in valet mode. It's in the original owner's profile, but it says under driving, speed limit mode is enabled. I'm not sure. I gotta figure that out. So we'll play around with it a little bit and take it for a drive and see what it's like. Okay, Dorian, so what do you think?
So it's been I'm enjoying the ride and the feel of it, and learning the different ways things function. And
it's a lot different than a regular car.
It is, yeah. The whole, when you let up on the brake,
the gas,
let up on the gas, the way the brakes kind of take over, so that's different. But the ride is very smooth and quiet, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
You're gonna get it, you think?
I'm leaning very, very seriously. Yeah, just a couple little things to figure out, but this may become my car.
There's a Model 3. So we did do a little research on the nav, and we think that maybe the reason why the nav is stuck is because it does need a software update. So I'm gonna take it back, have the guy update the software, hopefully, because it's still sitting at the house, it hasn't moved. So hopefully that updates the location of the car, because that would be, for me, a deal breaker. But he probably is going to go ahead and upgrade to the MCU2 for the $1,500. I think it's worth it. It'll give the car more value, and it will be a lot better to use than the MCU one. So that's something else he's looking at doing. We did do a calculation on the estimated battery pack available, and what we did, so we took the average watt hours per mile consumption of 404, and we multiplied by 69 miles estimated range. We got almost 27,000. Then we divided by the current state of charge, which is 36%. And the first time I did it, when we first looked at the car, it gave us like 76. 76.7. I just did it again. It said 77. So it looks like we're looking at about 77 estimated kilowatt hour available in the battery pack. Now, keep in mind that it's not giving you the full amount, right? So if it's an 85 kilowatt hour battery pack, it probably originally only said 80. I'm not just sure, because it's got that reserve. So I think it's pretty close to what it originally was. It may be a little degradation, but not a whole lot. And I mean, the car, actually, I didn't tell you, only has 28,000 miles on it. So it's an 8-year-old car with 28,000 miles. We're gonna ask the owner how much supercharging the gentleman did. He did have a hookup in his garage for AC, so hopefully most of his charging has been AC, not DC charging, which would be great for the battery. Boy, bumpy roads here. But so far the car looks really good. Looks really clean. I think with the detailing, it'll be really clean. And other than a scratch on the back, there's not much else wrong with the car. So really, really cool car. Fun to check it out. Fun to check out a Model S, an older Model S, and see what the options are. So, okay, I want to look at my list, see what we covered. So condition, pretty good.
Excellent.
Pretty good. Mileage, 28,000, not bad for an 8-year-old car. MCU version was MCU1. It does seem a little slow doing things, so definitely an upgrade to MCU2 would be worth it. Don't know yet if he did the flash memory upgrade. We'll find out when we get the service records. Battery degradation doesn't look too bad. It looks like, you know, maybe we're looking at a 77 watt available, maybe even a little more of the pack. It's an 85 kilowatt hour battery pack. I don't think they give you the full amount, so I would think it's pretty close to original, maybe 3 or 4%. Not bad for the amount of time for an 8-year-old car. It looks like the supercharging transfer, it will transfer the free supercharging because it was purchased prior to April of 2017, and it does give an indication that it has free supercharging, so it should transfer. It does have Autopilot 1, version 1, which is the highway autopilot, but when we were on the freeway, had the adaptive cruise control, had lane assist, so it did change lanes when I put the turn signal on, which kind of freaks me out a little bit because it doesn't have the side cameras, and I don't know if it's really checking to see if cars are there without the side cameras. I don't know what information it's using to know that it's safe. So I guess you're looking to see that it's safe and then telling it to change lanes, as opposed to the Model Y, where you're basically saying, hey, I want to change lanes, and it looks and it knows it's okay to go. So not sure I would use that without, well, obviously checking to see where cars are at, but it's not full self-driving, and it's only highway autopilot 1. It does have the motorized lift and the motorized mirror, so it has a tech package. The headlights look good. Doesn't have a sunroof, so we don't have to worry about that. I don't see any yellowing of bubbles on the MCU, but again, I think he's going to replace it to the MCU too. So overall, really, really good car. There's some questions we have remaining still that where he's going to ask. Number one, we want to get the service records, like we talked about. I think that's key to know what they've done to the car. The one door here, this is loose, this panel. So he's going to have to get that checked out. I don't know why. I tried pushing it in, see if it clipped back on. It didn't. So the door panel's loose, so that's going to have to get checked out, but not a big deal. We don't know if they fixed the memory issue with the MCU one, but again, if he replaces the MCU, that won't be a big deal. And he does have till July to get it fixed anyway. So if he gets this thing now, takes it to a service center, he can get that upgraded if he hasn't, because he has 8 years. And in fact, I'll put that up now on the screen. This is the actual notice from Tesla for that fix. And as you can see, he has 8 years to do that. So he should be fine. He should be able to get that upgraded. There is warranty left, but only through July. So not much warranty left, but hopefully everything's good. And we don't know how much they've supercharged. We're going to ask. I bet that he didn't. He does have a charger in the garage. My guess is he hasn't done a ton of supercharging, maybe some for trips, but not like he was using it every day for supercharging. So overall, it checked all the boxes. It's a great car. He's going to get it because it's a Tesla. You got to get a Tesla. So, I mean, you got to have one. So,
got to start somewhere.
Hopefully that it changes the navigation to the right location eventually.
Yeah,
but
right.
anyways, that's all I got today. I just wanted to check out a car, show you guys some things we were thinking about when we're checking out an older Tesla. And I hope this is useful for you if you're looking at getting an old car. Hopefully these are some of the things you can look into. If you have anything that you think that he should look at or know about before he buys this, because he hasn't done it yet, leave a comment down below. Let me know questions we should ask, or if we're missing anything. I'd really appreciate that, because he's got a little time before he buys it. But overall, let me know what you think. Hope you liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.